What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Gacha Mates Podcast, episode 11. We have the talk of the town joining us here today. The gotta cancel negative edge legend himself.
Yo,
what's up, brother? You doing all right today, man?
You know, I'm getting over it, but it's cool. It's cool. You know, I had a long weekend.
Came out today.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah,
she's so good, dude. I'm loving her.
Do you agree with me that she is kind of similar to Jill from Marvel vs. Capcom? Like
as far as like design wise,
but a bit of a a bit of that. You'll get a bit of that itch if you play Jill from MVC2.
Yeah. Well, are you talking about Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom
100%.
Jill.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I
Absolutely.
said that and I was like, I wonder if anybody else could see that similarity.
Yeah, anyways, she's got the same like 1-2 dash into something else, cannon, grenade, rocket launcher, 1-2.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
she just doesn't throw zombies and stuff. Okay, cool. I'm glad that's what I like about her. When you hear that shotgun, bang, 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 that shit feels so satisfying.
Yeah.
Wait, Smash, if you're gonna fighting game nerd out with him in this episode, I'm gonna have to bring. I'm gonna have to bring on Digimon because you know that is my shit at the moment.
Okay, wait, but like I'm in the Digimon. Yeah, I was gonna say, so it's like 2 right now.
Yeah, he actually likes Digimon. Okay, so not getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. I got ADHD moment for the intro. In this particular podcast episode, we can get into fighting games maybe later on down the line, but I'm more so about addressing the situation that has unfolded with EO. He made a video. I feel like he pretty much just got dogpiled. What do you call it? A smear campaign, if you will.
Yeah, like a smear campaign kind of thing.
Bagged. You know what I mean? By the internet after this. And I want to get into the details of it. I want to give him some advice, some fair constructive criticisms, but I also want to defend him in the light that I feel he's been portrayed in. And ultimately, I want to make sure people understand who EO actually is. And most importantly, I want him to clarify what he actually meant himself, because I feel like he hasn't had a real fair shake at explaining himself on that situation. After that, we're just going to get into, usual gotcha talk. Yeah, shooting the shit and all that. But yeah.
And can I say, it was pretty funny that we actually teed up EO before you made that video as well.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. He's right. We had plans to bring EO on literally before any of that unfolded. So this is just hilarious.
Dang. Okay. Opportune times.
EO, if you want to, I guess start off with how it began, because I didn't even know you was in hot waters right here, but you made this video and apparently it got a bunch of dislikes and then people just like, I guess it went ham from there. And I think it started to die down, but then good old Farm and Pokey brought it back to life, right? Apparently, but go ahead and explain a little context.
It was Fob actually, but Poke, man, that amplified it. But
okay, so
as far as
but like before we go attacking the boys, like if you make something like that public, we are in the scene where there are a lot of people that are waiting for anything to make content on, because I mean we've touched on it before. These games, like, they don't have a ton of content in themselves, so you get to social content. Yeah, you get to social content. Like, it is what it is. So if you're putting something strongly opinionated out there, like, you've got to be willing to have people give their opinions on your opinions.
Well, yeah. And I think I was never really like against it. Like, people think that I just, you can't be disagree with you're a narcissist, whatever. And I'm like, no, for starters, I don't like people disagreeing and then they have a really stupid reason. Can I say that? Is that cool?
That's
say
cool.
On the pod, I don't know what I can. Okay. I just don't like when they have a really dumb reason. Like, if I tell you the sky is blue, I mean the sky is blue. That does not mean that it's raining, dogs are falling, and the grass is getting cut on a Sunday. But somehow people hear whatever they want. All of this started with, honestly, Zenless. Zenless came out, or like right before Zenless came out, I made the new channel, and it just blew up. I don't really know how else to say it. It just took off. Like, it did really good. I didn't even expect that. I'm not prepared for it. But because I'm used to making content, I know what I have to do on launch of games, things like that. I just kept doing everything like normal. And Zenless, funnily enough, I was more excited about Wuthering than Zenless after playing CBT 2 and 3. But all of the betas left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Zenless's beta was bad. Wuthering's beta was bad. But then when they came out, completely changed. So once Zenless came out, I was like, you know what? I like this. Like, it feels good. I had no intentions on covering the game. I just gave it a one shot. That's why I put it on the second channel, because I was like, I don't know if it's going to do well or not. If it doesn't do well, I'm just going to go back to Starrel and Wuthering and, keep it a buck. But whenever the game came out, it felt like everyone was like wuthering or Zenless. You can't play both. If you play
100%.
both, we're gonna attack. Yeah. And so that's where a lot of this stuff started. So the whole wuthering versus Zenless title in itself was because of that. And it wasn't like, and I said this, obviously I can't prove that, right? But like it felt like the Zenless community or people interested in Zenless weren't going out of their way to go to like someone that's a wuthering creator. Hey, you should play Zenless. Zenless is better, yada, yada. But if you go to anyone's Zenless channel or Zenless videos, there's a ton of people in the comments to this day that are like, yo, wuthering's better. You know, why are you doing that? Wuthering has this. Zenless is trash, yada, yada, this and that. And so I'm like, all right, cool. That's where the video originated from. It wasn't meant to be like a...
Let me jump in there real quick too, yo. I average a pretty high like ratio on all of my videos. When I was covering Zenless, it was getting close to dropping to 89%, like almost everything I've done. And it was just like, nothing's changing with my content here. What's going on here, bro?
Yeah, that's just
100%.
That's just because the Zenless audience was based, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
they're very fair about what they liked and didn't like, you know?
They feed you out, Smack. Don't worry about it, mate.
I feel like, you know, and this is pure speculative, but I do feel like a lot of it has to do with just the sour taste that's been left in people's mouth from Genshin Impact too. There's still a lot of hateful resentment and vitriolic feelings from Genshin Impact players who left Genshin, and then a new Hoyo game comes out and they want it to fucking fail. They don't want it to succeed. But I just wanted to throw that little bit of context in there. Sorry for cutting you off, yo. You can resume.
No, you're good, because that helps with like exactly what I'm saying. Same thing happened with me, and I won't name drop them, but a few of the other creators who could be in question of this entire ordeal, they've all expressed the same thing. You know, I put out a Zenless video. Dang, man, my dislike ratio is crazy. Like, you know, they're disliking, you know, out of nowhere. And it is what it is, right? People tweet about Zenless. Why are you talking about the game? You should play Wuthering or this, that, and the third. It's everywhere. So it's like, obviously I don't have like a collecting a catalog of screenshots. I'm lazy, dude. I'm not going to catalog a bunch of screenshots as it is. Like anyone asking for that is kind of wild. Yeah, you know, but you'd be blind if you haven't seen a lick of this. It's not like a one guy scenario like they keep saying it is.
I got to chime in again. That is another annoying thing, that a narrative that's being painted. Like, I'm the same way. You know this. I'm a controversial figure in this community, so you know I've gotten a lot of hate.
Yeah,
I'm not screenshotting it though. I'm not about to sit here and show you 85 different negative comments. They've been there.
Exactly.
Rest assured, I ban their asses. I delete them. I remove them. Whatever the case, but just because I don't show it, don't mean it don't exist, and it doesn't mean that it's one fucking guy. What it means is I'm not showing you, look at all this hate I'm getting. You know what I mean? I'm not going to show that. But that is the thing that is kind of annoying in that scenario. Whereas if you don't show the comments, then it's just one guy. You know?
Yeah. And
I hate that.
But on that topic as well, even if it's more than one guy, even if it's 15, even if it's 20, I'm still like, I'm not a social media person.
Of course.
But like, I still think that if you are getting some negative comments, you got to think the people who are angry, you know, internally just not right. They're the ones that are going to leave the comments. So it may seem like that's what you're seeing the most of. And then, you know, I still don't think it's like the majority of people. Like,
good point.
That's and so you've got to make the decision of how. And I think this comes. I don't know, Eo, if this is you, but it's like, how much do you value your opinion being agreed with? Because with the sky is blue, I'm not talking about it's white with clouds and shit. If I said the sky is blue and someone said, unless it was Smack, because I'd argue him for fucking days. But if someone said, no, it's white because the clouds are out, I'd be like, hey, you're right. And I'd just move on. Because like, I don't really, like, unless it's something very definitive, like, and to me, the whole fighting game, all that stuff, full transparency here. I
know nothing about fighting games.
I used to play.
It's okay, like, don't be embarrassed.
I played fighting games as a kid. Like, I loved Mortal Kombat. I loved Smash Brothers, all that stuff. But I haven't played anything like as I got older. But Zenless, I got into the game at launch. I got to the first cutscene. They told me there was going to be a skip button. There was no skip button. I uninstalled the game. That is my and like, I'm not making a video out of it because I don't care enough about like that's just me. I was like, okay, this ain't gonna be for me, because I thought in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be grinding through this like no skip. I know it was later on, but I was just like, it just fucking triggered me so bad. I don't know. But then I was like, okay, it's gonna be TVs, which I know from beta I didn't like, and then I'm like, okay, and then it's going to be the Hoyo game where it's really fun for the first couple of weeks. It's going to be a challenge until you get to max level, and then it's going to feel like nothingness. Now, I wasn't into the whole, like, I'm not deep into the fighting game scene, so I wasn't stressed about all that stuff, and I just, like, in my head, I'm just like, content flow, enjoyability, I was like, nah, it's not worth it for me. So I was just like, I was done, like, very, very quick. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to make a video out of that. And like,
yeah,
you know, because that just welcomes people to attack your opinion. So
that's true.
So once again, like, back to the original point of that, it's like, do you think that you really want your opinion to be agreed with? Because that will make your reactions much more severe when you keep coming back and going back and forth with them.
Yeah. So to answer that, it's less about, and I am argumentative. I'm just going to throw that out there. It was in debate club in high school. Yeah. It happens. But I'm not argumentative to the point where, like, I have to argue no matter what. It's one of those things where, like, let's use your fighting game thing. And that's actually funny enough because when Zenless was doing its thing, I think we got the roundtable just a few days, maybe a week before the game came out. It was a roundtable with both developers from Street Fighter 6 and Zenless. And so I was super excited for it. A lot of my buddies who play fighting games were super excited for it. Because that's, like, we never really see that, right? We've never seen Genshin do that, Starro, Wuthering, you know, Nikkei, whatever. No gacha game is like collab with a fighting game and had a sit down. And in that sit down, there was so much information shared. Like, they're buddies. Those developers aren't like, yo, we're just meeting for the first time. Like, no, they're friends. They hang out, they talk, they text, whatever. That much was very clear from their interactions. And when they were just sharing information about the game, going back and forth, what I like about your game, you know, how long I've been playing Street Fighter, I grew up with Street Fighter, this is how I feel, you know, yada, yada. All I did was quote and repeat a lot of that stuff. And then I related it to the game and, like, oh, that's E Honda's headbutt. Because, like, the girl Lucy in the game with the pigs and the bat. So funny enough, her minions have Street Fighter moves. They have Shoryuken and they have E Honda's headbutt. And then they have Kin's 1-2 kick combo. So I'm like, that's in the game. Like, they have fighting game references in the game. There's a Guilty Gear reference that's in Zenless. With the belt and, like, the free thing or whatever in the Hells of Blazing or whatever it is. But all in all, it's way less about me arguing because my opinion has to be right and more because, like, this is what the developer said. Here's what I'm relaying to you guys. And now it's EO said that this is a fighting game. Now, I never said that, but EO said that this has this in it. Yeah. The developer said it. I'm relaying it. And so it's one of those, absolutely. Like, yeah, I'm always arguing for something that I never actually said or someone misinterpreted what I said. So it's me correcting myself. And then that I've learned it over the weekend. The more I argue with them, the worse it gets because they just keep derailing and turning it. It's like a straw man, I think is what it is. They turn it into something that the original intent or point never actually gets argued for anymore. So but I do like arguing.
And I think the one thing is, like, like, there's a big difference in arguing the intent or the point, because the intent can often come off different than the actual point that gets brought across, if that makes sense.
I think that's 99% of the,
and I think that was the big problem with what you delivered with your video was the intent wasn't what got delivered, and that's where you get into those sorts of issues.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
And I think intent is a funny thing though, because, like, case in point, you can read a Bible, give it to 7 different people, they'll come out with 7 different interpretations. You know what I mean? But which interpretation is the one that represents you, right? It's the one you yourself, the way you interpreted it. Does that make sense? So, like, if somebody else comes along the way and says, no, this is what he meant by this, then that's a problem because now you're trying to interpret what I mean. Only I can know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say? So, like, I think that's what EO's getting at here. The internet tries to, like, make it seem like he's making a certain point and he's not. Now, I did see Tectone's reaction. He was telling you this is the way it comes off and this is the way people are interpreting it, which, again, he's only going off of the dislike ratio and the fucking the flack you're getting from that response. That is fair, right? And that is when it comes down to, okay, well, let me explain what I meant by this. But I don't think there's no, and Vulcan, you chime in on this if you disagree. I don't think there's no, like, angle where I feel you need to apologize for anything. Because at the end of the day,
not at all.
You know what your interpretation, you know what you meant was. And Volk, do you disagree with that? Like, if you guys
I would say if it's getting that widely misinterpreted, then like whether you need to apologize for it, but I think
you need
like,
to establish.
You know what I mean? Like, apologize if anyone was offended by it. Like, you know what I mean? But because at the end of the day, like when I watched that,
that's a slippery slope, though, Volk. Apologize if anybody was offended by it. You know,
everybody gets offended.
No. If any of your friends were
I mean?
offended by it, is the key. Like,
okay,
you know what I mean? Like, because when you say there's no creator in the space that's a me who's passionate about making content, that sounds like an attack to all your creator friends. Do you know what I mean?
I have a written out because I was going through the video.
I got you right there on that one myself. I get what you mean, Volk. I do. I understand what you mean, but that wasn't what he meant. It's like, I even saw that. I didn't look at that video and interpret that as, oh, EO thinks he's the only motherfucker who deserves praise. I looked at it as, oh, he's basically trying to say that they don't have enough dedicated creators for that game. Because EO's the type of person, he's not going to say this shit sucks in the game. He's only going to talk about all the cool things he's passionate about, so on and so forth. Just like Braxophone. You're never going to see Braxophone say this shit sucks in the game. He's only going to say, this is what this character can do. This is how cool they are.
Yeah.
That's how I interpret it when he said that. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think EO's a dedicated Zenless creator. I mean, because you're saying
that channel is only Zenless at this point.
That channel, but not you. Like,
yeah,
I have channels dedicated to games, but I don't consider myself...
Vulcan's approach, by the way. You know, I think he's
I can see where he's coming from.
It. You get what I'm trying to say? That's why I like me and Vulcan. We have like different fucking nuances. Because
I have a Star Rail channel now. I have a AFK Arena channel. I have an AFK Journey channel, and I have my variety channel. Yeah, and I don't say I'm a dedicated. I don't say I'm a dedicated Star Rail creator, dedicated AFK Journey. I don't say I'm dedicated to any of them. I just do them all, and I just separate them so that the audience that wants that is there, and I don't mess myself up in the algorithm. Which leads me on to the next point, which we'll get onto. But I'll let you guys like just chime in on that.
No. I like it. That's point, the clear. Yeah. Go ahead, EO. Go ahead.
I was going to say the point that you just mentioned, separating the audiences, and that's where my dedicated creator part aligns with, right? Is that like, if I have a channel, let's say that I have my main channel and it has Zenless, Wuthering, Genshin, Starro, Nikkei, and Brown Dust 2. There's so much amalgamation of everything.
I don't want to derail this, but everyone's talking about Brown Dust 2 lately.
Brown Dust is gas.
That came out like
I've been playing that game for 6 months
ago. Like,
Brown Dust is gas.
Why? Why is everyone into it all of a sudden? Like, where did the revival come from? Like, where did the revival of Brown Dust come from?
I don't know about the revival, but I've been playing Brown Dust since last year, maybe October or something like that, October or November. Because I saw this Diana character, and like they have all the TNA, right? So her little ultra cutscene or whatever shows her like trying to cover her panties or something like that. And I'm like, I want it. So I jumped on the game. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely, bro. 100%.
That's the reason. Oh, fuck.
That's how I got into it. And that's what a lot of other people get into it for. However, the story is actually really good. You ever play Final Fantasy Tactics?
Come on now, brother. Me?
Well, I'm asking Vulcan. Because Volk. Because see, Volk hasn't played it. No. It's basically tactics, except you don't go up and down on the panels. It's just
I played Brown Dust 2 when it released. I played the original Brown Dust back in the day as well. And I was just like, what, it's had like this resurgence. Anyway, I don't want to get derailed too much. You were saying if you're playing all those games on one channel, continue. Sorry, I just had to figure out what it was.
You no longer have a dedicated audience, so the audience is now what could be for you. And I established that in the video itself, where I said like I don't want to include anyone that's like my drama creators or my creators that do everything, right? And I felt like I shouldn't have to go and name every single creator that does one or two of these things, because at that point I'm just naming everybody. But when it came down to that specific, like the passionate, the dedicated person, this, that, and the third, how do I explain that? Everyone that does something, in your case, you have a dedicated audience for Vulcan games, for Vulcan Gacha, for Vulcan. So the people that are watching you, they might never see Vulcan Gacha, right? Someone on Vulcan Games might never see Vulcan Gacha. It's the same way that like when I was looking at you and you told me like, yeah, I've got like 5 or 6 different channels. I had no idea you had an AFK channel until you told me about it. And then it started showing up on my YouTube feed. And so I'm like, okay, that's great. Now, if I do want to get an AFK, and no Vulcan makes AFK content. If I were new to AFK, I'm not gonna find Vulcan Gotcha, subscribe because you're making Starro content, and then I'm also watching AFK. If I'm only looking for AFK, I'm only gonna watch Vulcan AFK Journey, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I looked at it. I'm like, it doesn't even have to be they only make this type of content, but your primary content, I think I used that word too, primary. The primary content was supposed to be Wuthering Waves. And so when I look at it from a perspective of, let's use Brax. Brax was originally a Genshin creator, converted into Star Rail. And now he is known as a primary Star Rail creator, and he might dabble in Genshin or Wuthering if he feels like it. And now I think he's converting into Wuthering or half and half. But I wouldn't go as far to call him as like a dedicated Star Rail creator or a dedicated Genshin. I would just call him a Hoyo creator, which is where I was going to label Rex, is like he's just a Kuro creator, a great one, right?
It's not like
opinionated
though, just so we're clear.
Yeah, opinionated, 100%. Yeah,
and you're just explaining what you mean by it. Go ahead.
Exactly. And so a lot of that was happening where I'm just like, this is how my brain works on the whole like creator part of it or dedicated creator part. Because the way I look at it is how YouTube looks at it. If YouTube looks at your channel and it's like you have 50 different games on your channel, it can't say, oh, that's a dedicated God of War channel. No, you've got 49 other games. Like YouTube reads channels a certain way, and we understand that as creators, but viewers don't. And they think, well, he made one video, so that makes him this channel, or he did 3 videos, or he really likes the game, so that makes him this channel. And it's like, no, that YouTube doesn't care, unfortunately. That's why you see so many of us make brand new channels. That's why you see one like, oh, I want a gaming channel and a cooking channel. Those two things will never be in the same bracket because YouTube's just not going to read it that way. You have to be in a position to where like Tectone has every game on his market, but it all falls under, at this point, what could be considered drama or entertainment. All of it falls under it. So at that point, the game doesn't matter, right? He's established himself in that position.
It matters. It matters having a game with size.
Yeah,
so, like,
he still has a golden goose. He still has a golden goose.
The way I look at it, when you look at content, if anyone's gone into a Hoyo game and then tried to cover anything else again, like once you get into that Hoyo circle or the big game circle where that whole social aspect is, you can't cover anything else. That's why I made my Vulcan Gotcha channel, because my Vulcan channel was a variety channel. And then I did Star Rail flat out for about a month or two. And I tried just doing my regular like upcoming games video. And it did like worse than anything ever, even though my average audience was up, because like I feel like once you get into that audience, like they want to stick to that sort of quality of game, being the the Wuthering Waves and then Hoyo games. That's pretty much all it is. And then as you're familiar, we got what's the Neverness to Everness. Like those are the games that are in that circle, and you can't do anything outside of those circle of quality of games. Once you get into it, is definitely something that I can see. So I think when you talk about Tectone, I think like he's got that whole circle of games, and as long as anything there's popping, like he is set. And I feel like that's the same with Guide Makers. Like Brax, as long as any of those games are popping, he's set, because that's like they do content catered towards a large group of people who play any number of these games.
Yeah, it's the same with me too. It might come off as if I'm like covering whatever the hell, but I stay within the identity of the channel, which is gotcha games mainstream wise. And then, I cover dramas here and there and so what. But if I ever stem from that and say, hey guys, I'm gonna do a God of War playthrough on this channel, it's gonna tank horribly. And that same thing applies to somebody as big as Tectone as well. That's why he has to still have the mainstream gotcha games. Now, you can sit here and pretend like, oh, I'd cover whatever the fuck I want. That's just not true, because if that was the case, you'd truly be covering whatever the fuck you want.
Cookie Run Kingdom on his channel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
I think he quit.
I think he quit or anything. I'm being objective here. But anyways, with that said, I wanted to know what the original point of your entire video was. And I think it was, you were trying to say, there's a problem with Wuthering Waves, and that problem was that there wasn't a dedicated creator base there. Is that was the original point?
The original point was the community's, I call it parasocialism. There might be a better word for it, but they have a very weird attachment to the game, and that extends into creators, community members, whatever. The not fallacy, how they go about I don't want to call it an attack. That sounds weird.
The one thing
the way they went about it.
When you say they, like, who are we talking about? You know, and this is the thing that always gets me, and this is why I default to just not caring, because I'm like, who am I actually fucking talking about? Like,
yeah. Of course, I'm not saying all of the community, right? It's so much easier to say like blank community.
Accountable on this one. This is the perfect time. Volk. And I saw this from the outside. AFK Journey, when everybody lost their shit about what happened with that new season patch, they started charging you up about why you weren't speaking up about it. And you then made a video on it, right?
No. Like, that's because
that wasn't a they situation. That was fuck, everybody's coming at me. I got to make a video about this.
That was everyone comes at you too quick before you can actually get the information to make a video.
It's still a they, though, is what I'm saying. That's the they. That is the they right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, but in that situation, like if I look back, I'm like, who was the they? The they was Reddit.
Yeah, but like in that moment, you know what I mean? But yeah, in that moment, the they's them, they're already there.
And one thing to Smack's point, 100%, when it's you getting attacked by even a small number of people, it feels a lot larger than someone on the outside looking in at you. And so when I look at you, EO, it's like, it's like, how many people really is it? But when it's happening to me, it's the same thing, Smack. Cause like when all that shit was going down, cause the thing is though, I was like getting frustrated as well, but I was like, we don't have the information in that scenario to actually make a calculated, an educated decision. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's like, we had so many unknown variables, but yeah, when it's you, it just feels a lot worse, no matter how many people it is, because you take it personally. And I remember when I was early in YouTube, because it used to get to me when people like used to just like say stupid shit, and when you do YouTube and you get first comments saying like you should die, it's like fuck, like it hurts. And so
also, by the way, you handled that situation well, and it's actually a good thing to bring up what you did in that situation, Volk, because you completely fucking full countered the hostility into love, into an admiration for you. You know, because I saw it, I just watched it in silence. I was like, oh, he handled that shit perfectly. Good for him.
Yeah. And so the thing with it is, I think I listened to some psychology thing back in the day. This was like 5 years ago, where it's like something about the idea that when it is written comments that you are reading, you read them in your own voice. So it feels more personal, almost like you're saying it to yourself. There's some psychological thing behind like text being given to you and you reading it and feeling it worse than if someone just said it to you. Because when someone says it to you, you can identify who is saying it and you can go, I don't respect you, and I can let that go. Whereas when it's text, you're reading it and consuming it like it's yourself, so it's like an internal feeling. I don't know how true that is. I just remember it was something that I heard back in the day.
That's an interesting one. I like that though. That's really interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah. I don't even remember what the hell we were talking about prior to that. Oh, EO's situation. EO's point.
Sorry, we did spit.
No. I'm the same way, dude. I'm the same way. It just I guess like in total, the point was just that whoever they may be, obviously it's not the whole community, but it's easier to say that. A majority of what I was receiving was from Wuthering Waves. And I say that because I don't know where else they came from, to be honest. Like if you're batting for Wuthering Waves, you got the flag up for Woowa, and then you're coming to me about how Woo was better and I shouldn't be doing whatever. And like, this is trash. Woo was better. I guess maybe you're a part of the Nikkei community. I don't know at that point what you want to be, but I said Wuthering community because that's what it feels like they're coming from. Hey, mama, how you doing? But that's really all that was. But it was that versus Zenless, and somehow I became the representative of Zenless in that moment, and that should never have happened at all. I don't know why I was.
Well, I think that is the shark infested waters. That is we discovered that EO's getting shit on by the community. He must have gave some shit takes. We could just like bring him to the side and say, hey, maybe not do this next time. Or we could farm that for some content. and I want you to understand that. No, it's just, I want you to learn this, because even me watching it from the outside looking in, it was like kind of like, even I was surprised. I was like, damn. And the reason I'm surprised is because you guys are all acquainted, right? And if you're all acquainted, you have a certain degree of respect for that person now, because we are acquainted. Case in point, I've seen a number of creators say some dumbass shit in the video. I've watched it. Same way I watched Vulcan get fucking ate alive by his community. I just silently kept to myself, but I watched it. I've seen other creators say some dumbass shit or do some goofy stuff that the community ripped them apart for. Now I could have made a video off of it and said, haha, yeah, let's make the person who already looks dumb look even dumber. It's easy to do. But in my mind, what hits my mind, and I'm not pretending like I'm better than everybody, I'm just telling you how my mind thinks about this. I go, well, I'm acquainted with this person. I respect this person. I'm not about to go and bring more awareness to how dumb they look in that moment. I'm just going, the community's already picked you apart. Hopefully you learned your lesson. If not, hey, it is what it is. But I'm not about to bring more awareness to your stupidity in that moment because I respect you. You know what I mean? Now, if you're a random, hey, it is what it is. But that's how my brain works. But I need you to understand, EO, that majority of content creators, not only in the gacha space, but in YouTube, period, they are opportunists. They are not friends. They are not enemies. They're going to look at you as, oh, he made good content. I'm going to react to it and make the content look better. Oh, he made bad content. I'm going to look at that bad content and bring more awareness to it and make them look worse. And that is how you have to go forward when you make your videos. You have to curate your words with that in mind. Because if you make a shit video, they're going to capitalize on it. They're opportunists. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And I think extending on that, it's like one thing we spoke about last week is knowing what you want your channel to be focused on, which is either yourself, your personality, or the game, and then focus in on that as the primary thing. Like I know for me, my channels are 90% the game and 10% me. Maybe a little bit different on the percentages. So I focus in on entirely the game, and I don't go into any, besides this podcast, like I don't go into any like social situation, like any of the drama stuff, any of it, because I know that I have built myself around the audience being the game. Now, if you get into strife about having a bad meta take or something like that, to me, there's no better opportunity, because then that gives you another video, the I was wrong video. And then you can just clarify. Then it's like, okay, I identified that my take was wrong. I can go on. That is much harder to do if you get into the space of the quote unquote, I'm just going to call it drama for now, type territory. Because then if you say in a drama thing, I was wrong, then people can ride on that harder. And it's just like an awkward situation. So I think I'm curious to hear from you where you think your channel is trying to be focused. Because if it is around that, then my advice, once again, is just from my experience, would be, if you want to focus more on the game, don't even touch on these whole like community versus community topics, because that isn't because the audience you're garnering isn't for that. And by doing those, you bring in more of that other audience, which isn't then going to watch the gameplay videos, which then can once again hurt you in the algorithm, but also bring you more negativity.
Yeah, that's totally valid. And like, that's something that I did learn with all of this, because my intention with releasing that video, I know people are like, oh man, you start drama, you're going to get drama. And I'm like, the intention wasn't to make it a drama video. It was something that was from stream. And, I was leaving to go out or whatever for the weekend. I'm like, let me get this up. Let me get the editor to do this thing, and I'm going to post it up. And I'm trying to get more of, I guess, like opinionated out there, because I do make opinionated content, but I don't let the opinionated content get to a point where it's drama, if you will, right? Like my intention is never to have, let's talk about this, let's react to this, let's do this, oh shit, this happened, let's talk about it. If it's over there, it's over there, but if it's something that's happening in my bubble, then I usually bring it to the channel. I talk about it. And so with Zenless, at least on that channel, it's been purely the game, like almost, as you said, 90% the game, 10% me. With the Ioku channel or the EO channel, the Starro stuff, let's say it's a clean like 60-40, maybe. Up and down, depending on what it is. And that's just cultivated over time. It never really was. I don't think I had an intention for one or the other. It just kind of happened.
Yeah. What Vulcan is getting at, me and Vulcan talked about this, and hell, EO, me and your ass talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you need to decide what kind of creator do you want to be? You know what I mean? Do you want to be the channel, or do you want the content to be the channel? Meaning the video game. Like Vulcan just said, he's 90% game, 10% him. So he understands that anytime he weighs in on any controversies or anything of the sort, it's doing him a disservice. And he shared it as, that's my opinion, but I think it's as close to a fact as possible based off what we've seen. I think, EO, your ZZZ channel, case in point, should never, ever, ever by any means address any drama unless everybody else unanimously addresses it together. Because you are a guide maker in that channel. You are not the channel your game is the channel on that channel, right?
Right.
So when you do that, and if you look at any of the most successful people in this space that are in the guide making space, you'll come to find out they don't do it either. Rax doesn't do it. Zyox doesn't do it. I Win to Lose doesn't do it. Guoba's learning. He took a couple of trips, but even he's learning. You know what I mean? But like, it's because it does you a disservice. They're not there to watch you. They're there to watch the content you bring for the game. And so you have to understand and establish, I'm going to be the content or my game is going to be the content on this channel, period. Yeah. But the problem is they know you have another channel. And if you're being controversial on that channel, it's still going to leak over to your Zenless Zone Zero channel and shoot you in the ass. So does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
The one thing I will say,
make that decision.
With the aspect of like, I'm saying it's 90% game and 10% me. I do think that that's not trying to downplay your value in your content, because from my experience, like for me, it's like it makes it easier for me to jump to another game because people know me from other games. So it's just like what the content focus of the channel wants to be. Not so much like, because yes, like my content focused is 90% game, probably less than 10% me, but the you factor in your content still translates to other content if people see you in other games as well. So it is all brand building, and it's not to downplay your value in your channel. It's just, what do you want the focus of people coming in? What does that want to be? What I'm saying. Yeah.
And then until you go up to a certain level where you've garnered such a massive audience that you can just do whatever the fuck you want. I've seen this happen too many times. You know, like again, Zyox, I bring his name up every now and then, but he blew up so hard from Genshin Impact that his Twitch streams enable him to pretty much just be completely unhinged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's because he garnered an audience through the explosion. But until you garner an audience through the explosion of your content, by being a guide maker, yeah, it's just not worth dabbling in any of these dramas or making those videos. Again, unless you're me and you're just like, I'm gonna be the fucking content. I'm the content, not the video you watch. Well, I'm just being honest with you, you know, and that's why I said decide it. What are you gonna do? Because the downside of me is now when I make a guide, it's not gonna get 300,000 views because they know I'm not the guide guy anymore. I'm just the guy who's just making fucking content to crack jokes.
Smack's just never been able to theorycraft. He's just hopeless at the games, really.
Shit, oh my god, shit theory crafter. I'm a shit theory crafter, bro. You know. But do you feel like you've explained yourself well in this situation? Is there more you want to get off your chest? Do you feel like anybody did you a disservice? Like, and this is not to like call anybody out. I'm just saying I want to make sure we've covered how you feel on this topic and we've painted you in the light you're supposed to be in.
So I think there are two things that I want to address. The bigger statements, right? Rex and the me statement, which I feel like you addressed the I'm the honor one or whatever the hell Poke said. You did that pretty fairly as well. But as far as that goes, it wasn't even supposed to be about me. I went back and watched the entire section of that video, and without anyone reacting to it or anything like that. And I ramble a lot. I also ramble to the point where, like, if I'm telling you a point and then someone says anything, I will jump to whatever they're talking about and then somehow go back to what I was talking about.
Same
and that's
thing
exactly, here, that's exactly what happened in the video, which is how Rex even got brought up in the first place. I wasn't mentioning any creator originally. What I was doing when I said the me thing was explaining that. And as soon as I did that, what about Rex? What about Rex? And I'm like, okay, let me talk about Rex because, like, chat. And we're all victim to it.
You paid him a compliment too in the process
100%.
of doing it.
One thing
you said, I love Rex content.
One thing I think just from hearing that is, in the future, I'd say, and I think Smack can, because Smack is the one who's told me about this the most, is he struggles to have continuity of thought when he's making a video on stream. So
100%, yeah. Same.
Those types of videos should probably be made off stream, so you can, especially something like that, so you can get your full thoughts across properly and relayed the way you want them to without getting derailed and getting into that type of situation.
It's too controversial of a topic to be trying to freestyle on stream, is what Vulcan is saying.
I get it, because we're all victim to it. I think
it's very contentious.
Yeah, you know, like Tech does it. Well, I mean, obviously he doesn't. He pays attention to his chat, but I know Poke specifically ignores his chat when he's doing those reactions because it does get distracted. And I'm not perfect, right? Like,
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say Tech doesn't get enough praise. He's the only motherfucker who should be getting praise. He doesn't get enough praise for how good he is at talking on topics while live. He is really good at it. He's
it's a skill he's adapted
at it. Yeah, absolutely. And it's the same thing with Asmongold. Asmongold's I don't want to put Tech down, but he's a level above him at that. You know what I mean? Like they're very good at basically not getting distracted and just conveying their thoughts. And
exactly.
And I think maybe, and I could be wrong. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but you might take inspiration when you watch somebody do that and say, I'm gonna try that too. And then you try it and then it doesn't go so well. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that was you. I'm just saying that could possibly be a reason as to why you covered that live on stream.
Yeah, I was actually recommended to do that by a couple different creators. And they were like, you should take what you say from stream and then, you know, make it into videos or do this because I love your personality. I think you have a great this, that, and the third, and like stream you versus, you know, like calculated you, make more stream you. Okay, cool. You know, so I tried it. And it's one of those things that just, you know, live and learn. You know, that's all it is.
And I'd say for you, don't give up on that idea, but just take into account the topic. Because if you're doing like a pre-release for a character, you've seen something on them, and you're giving your thoughts around the way, like that is the perfect time to do something like that. I've thought about doing that on stream as well, but then I just go to stream and I see my 1 megabit upload speeds, and I'm like, no, I can't do that.
it's purely for the contentious topics that should be offline until you have crafted yourself on stream to speak on them to the level where you're able to do it.
Because that way you can watch it back. You can watch it back and go, fuck, that could be misconstrued, and then you know you redo it.
Yeah. Lesson learned for sure. Like with the what was it? Not right. The me statement. That way. See, we did it again. We went to like point to point, and then now we're back. Yes, there.
Back here. That's fine.
So with the me statement, it wasn't necessarily about me, and you explained that. It was more so about what happened with my Zenless channel, as well as like a little bit with the Star Rail. That isn't, I could do that to a whole different channel. It's become a pattern. I look at it, I know what I'm doing, and then I make it work, right? But that's YouTube knowledge and just learning, you know, how that goes. But as far as like other creators, there's a handful of other creators that are significantly, like they consider themselves smaller creators, but they were like, I want wuthering, right? That's the game that I want to play. They're the ones that taught me about wuthering and all the cool stuff that I could do in the game. And they're left in the dust. And my whole intention behind that message wasn't to even bring up Rex in the first place. It was the fact that the community is so hell bent on doing everything possible to like anti-Zenless. Whatever it was that they were doing, they were super hell bent on doing that. That energy could have been used to bring up these other creators. There was a point that I said in the video, and someone brought up, I don't even remember the name of it, but they brought up a name, but they said like,
you were cooking in that video in a number of points. The problem is you make one bad point, fuck all your good points. That's how the community looks at it. And I'm serious. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen other creators and people tell, oh, EO has bad takes. So you're telling me everything that has came out of EO's mouth is a bad take? Get the fuck out of here. That's not the case at all. And it's a disservice to him. And it's disrespectful. It is. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think you need to do a better job saying that as well, EO, because that's the thing I think a lot of people overlook. Sometimes you have to establish that shit yourself and say, okay, well, do the tech tone. Prove them. Let's hear the bad takes. Give me 5.
It's so hard, dude.
Give me 5
so hard
bad
to do
takes
that,
I said. Nah, I know, but that puts people on the spot and forces them to have to defend that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
And the thing is, most people ain't jotting down the takes you made. And you might have made some bad takes, but they ain't jotting them down. You know what I mean? So
I've got all my bad takes in my memory.
But it's a powerful card to say, all right, prove it. What takes have I said?
He said Zenless was a good game. It is objectively bad. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
I want to defend you just real quick. I think my biggest problem in this whole ordeal is that I have come to know EO as one of the most positive people in the space, and he's being portrayed right now like he's some bad guy or something. Okay, so call his bad takes, whatever the hell, but bro is literally the only motherfucker I know who deserves praise for commenting on other creators' posts and giving credit where credit's due. He really does. He always comment on my videos saying good shit smack. I've seen you comment on more creators' videos giving them praise than anybody else in the fucking field. I've also seen you always trying to uplift other people, and you're just a positive guy. And it's like, I know the intent behind your character. I know who you are as a person. But when I see people trying to portray you as like some bad guy, it's fucking insane to me. Cause I'm like, that's That is so wrong. It's not even funny. This is not
I
who
think
you are.
that's
you know?
why I was so livid this weekend, because I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, and it sounds like really people are like, oh, you're victimizing yourself. And it's like, I can't argue with everybody on the internet. But as far as what I would consider a friend, it's crazy how I'm over here having a what could be a mental breakdown where I'm supposed to be at Evo, not going 0-2, right?
That sucks. I want to talk about that on this podcast, by the way. Go
But
ahead.
can
though.
I also say,
definitely-
that that's also a positive, because yes, it could have put a stain on your Evo experience, but at least you got something else to go and distract yourself with and rebalance with.
Mhm.
And friends
a little
there
bit.
that were like bringing them back down to earth.
Bro, Moon, Rihu, Afro Souls, that are like all my buddies were there, dude. And then like Evo was a nice experience, regardless of like, as long as I didn't look at Twitter, Evo was cool. No YouTube comments or anything like that. I had to uninstall the app just so I would stop getting the, do you want to check this comment for whatever filter spam? And I'm like, no. So that, but
do you think
they made
Twitter
me get off
is
Twitter.
worth it for you, like in general?
I like Twitter because it starts chaos, but that's a really chaotic like
You
part
talk
of me.
too much on
No.
Twitter, EO. I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell
yeah,
you to you
that,
straight.
that.
You
No,
talk way
bro.
too much on Twitter, bro.
Afro told me, he was like, dude, you got to get off. Like we were eating lunch and everything. And he's like, why are you on Twitter, man? And I'm like, I'm not even on Twitter. And he's like, show me your phone. I was playing Pokemon TCG. But I was like, I'm not on Twitter. He's like, you got to stay off Twitter, dog. I'm like, I know. And he's like, no, I mean it. You no more Twitter. You can't be on Twitter. Like you be arguing with people and it's like, you're not going to get anywhere. You know, these are 12-year-olds.
See,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Saying you like Twitter because of the chaos, you like when you've seen what the chaos ensues with your like that video, like you can't.
I don't like it anymore,
No,
obviously.
Yeah, like I'm just like, you've got to be a different breed of person to actually genuinely enjoy the chaos. I think a lot of people on Twitter enjoy the chaos when it's not to them. Once the light gets shone on them, it's like they fucking it's completely different story.
Oh yeah, it's
So
hell, dude.
I just
it's hell.
it's crazy. I think it takes a different level to actually enjoy Twitter. I think a lot of people that are on Twitter and enjoy it, it's like they just enjoy watching people get into shit, and it's like, you know, is that what we really enjoy in the world?
Or
these
they're
days?
farming engagements. They're farming engagements.
Yeah.
Because
All of this has allowed me to get paid from
engagements.
Twitter now. I will say that. I hit my 5 million impressions.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so now I have the ability to get paid from the hot takes on Twitter.
But is it going to be like the TikTok situation where you're getting 3 cents per million views or what? Like what's the
I
pay
don't
actually?
know. And, you know, money is money to me. So like, I really don't even know how much you get paid from it, to be fair.
It
But
ain't- I
it's
guarantee you
crazy.
Having said that, I have seen someone in the space. I'm not going to name him because I don't know if it's like public stuff, but he's been doing pretty decent off TikTok in revenue.
I know what you're
terms.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I
He
thought
makes it
TikTok
good.
paid shit. I'm like, I've made 2 shorts in my entire life. I'm like, that's not me.
He must be getting a shit ton of views.
He is.
And-
Yeah.
or-
I wouldn't say
well,
it's a shit ton though. Like, but his frequency on, you know, because those are like what 30-second or a minute and 1 second shorts, and he's boom, 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 and all he does, you know, like anime reactions. So
Yeah.
an anime is like what 20, 25 minutes, something like that.
Oh yeah.
You cut that. That's 20 different
Yeah.
clips.
True.
That's
You
true.
upload
yeah.
that, yeah, and so
it's
you're
It's
done.
a strategy thing then, what it is like with
100%.
TikTok. But what I'm saying is like because I know for a fact, if you get like 2 million, like some crazy numbers. If you get some crazy numbers, bro, it's like, I shit you not, it's like $20 or some shit. But I guess
Yeah, that's if you don't have that partner
And I
or
was-
whatever program.
I was chatting with another creator in one of our creator chats. Like I said, I just don't like naming anyone for private chats, but it's I was like, why does anyone like why do you guys do Twitter? Like, what's the point? Because like from a business aspect, I'm like, Twitter posts like in sponsorships get like fuck all, like, and it comes down to just the awareness of you and the social awareness of people seeing your
100%.
name more often gives you that awareness, and that's why you'll see people who do. And this comes back, this is like full circle back to what your channel's about. You'll see the people that farm drama doing drama baiting, not drama baiting, I'm not going to say, but like talking on the drama topics on Twitter. And then you'll see the game related people just glazing every character regardless of their sexual preference, which that just like I mean like I get it farms content, but I just find like I could like glaze dudes that come out, but I know that's not me, and that's just disingenuous. Like I can't do it, but you that's what you'll see drama people doing the drama stuff, and then game people just pumping up game stuff, and
Yeah.
that's where should you be doing it. Like I feel like your Twitter is predominantly the hot takes, argumentative type stuff. Whereas
Check this out, though.
you could farm engagement on the game itself.
Yeah. Chaotic took a picture of this handheld device on his phone, and I thought it was the coolest thing. It was essentially a PS5 or Xbox controller, but for your phone. And I'm a fucking grandpa with mobile stuff.
One of them?
Yeah, it was pretty much some shit like that.
Yeah.
It was even, no, Volk, it was dead ass. It was just this, but on a phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
It's
thought
the
it was
backbone. I have.
Yeah, you probably, so he fucking EO would have it. Anyway,
I got it before him.
I was so blown away by that I commented on it, right? And this is gonna make a point, Volk. I commented on it. I said, bro, that shit is, me and my boy, we're sitting here watching that, blown away by this, and we're like ordering them like now. I don't even know if it was next day, I get an email from the company saying, we want to sponsor you for our controller. We'd like you to do a review. I said, oh, that's the power of Twitter right there, bro. Okay, I'm about to start being on here a lot more now.
That's all right.
Because that was crazy, man. Like I did a tweet about a product, and the fucking company hit me up about the product as a sponsor. So I think that's a thing that shouldn't be overlooked by Twitter as well. A lot of companies are on there looking for people to sponsor, which is crazy. Yeah. So it's not necessarily, oh, I'm getting this amount of impressions, my agency can now get me a deal. No, it's who the fuck else is on Twitter trying to look at what you're doing in the space and the niche that you're in. That was huge. I just wanted to share that.
As enticing as that is, I think I'm going to stick to my 1 day a week, log into Twitter and spend 3 minutes and then dip.
I hear
I respect
you.
it.
But what if,
what
if it's fucking
definitely.
Red Bull, or not Red Bull, because I would never do that, but what if it's some big company, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways.
I would say, like, to add or finalize the Twitter thing, I definitely am on there too much. So I've been trying to, if I'm going to be on Twitter, it's for like posting, like today I posted something about ZN. It's stuff like that. I'm pretty much going to try and keep it to like same way that I keep the Zenless channel for the most part. Like, I'm excited about this or whatever, like little gags here and there. But it's a time sink, dude. I think it's like a dopamine is just being on Twitter and you doom scroll, right? And I just replaced one with the other. If it's not Twitter, it's TikTok. And so now, especially after Evo, dude, man, TikTok is a doom scroll, man. It's crazy.
Have TikTok downloaded,
don't, man, don't. Like, I'll be in bed and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get up. Like, you know how you told me, like, bro, you got to get up in the morning, go to the gym, right? Yeah. I'll get up in the morning and I'll scroll through TikTok to wake myself up. Yeah. And then I'm like, all right, I'm up now.
Nah.
Go back to sleep.
So,
yeah.
Smack, you might know more about this. I'm not a genius on this topic. This is more health and fitness related. But the way I view it, and this could be wrong, but I feel like you've got so much willpower at the start of the day. And at the start of and this is the way I view it. This could be completely factually wrong. So don't quote me. It's just the way mentally I assess it this way. And that's the way I choose to go about it. You have like so much willpower at the start of the day and it gets drained during the day. So I find the start of the day, like I try and avoid any just general getting on the internet, playing games, anything like that. And I try to, once again, get up before the kids get up and do some form of exercise, whether it's go to the gym or go for a run, because your willpower is at the highest for that point. Now, I'm in this state at the moment where I used to, when I worked out of my parents' house, I used to start work at 4 a.m. And that is the most productive I've ever been. Since I've set up a room in the house, I've got to wait till the kids are at school, which is 8:30. And so I find my productivity has dwindled because like I don't have that peak amount of motivation and willpower at the start of the day. I don't know how true that is, but the basic summary is do shit before you get on your phone in the morning would be my...
It doesn't...
How do you get over the grogginess though?
No. So let me explain. Let me jump in here. It's not even... It has nothing to do with health and fitness. I'm just going to tell you straight up, Volk. You're right and wrong at the same time. You're right for you and you're wrong for me. There's early birds and there's night owls, and it's that simple. Case in point, you guys probably see, because Vulcan's on the other side of it. When do y'all see me upload all the time? What time of day?
Midnight.
You would know. Midnight. I come alive in the fucking nighttime, Volk. My energy during the morning is dog shit. I'm the polar opposite of you, like the polar opposite. And you ask my girl too, like I'll be sleepy as fuck, and then nighttime, and my daughter's, now that she took after me, nighttime, I'm in this bitch crump dancing. Nigga, and that's just like a polar opposite. So like there's early birds and then there's fucking night owls, and you're obviously an early bird, Volk. Like your willpower, everything you said about yourself is obviously true, but it's wrong for me. It's 100% wrong for me.
Yeah, I guess it's a matter of finding out what you are and then doing what caters to that. Yeah, but for me, if I jump on my phone straight away, like the rest of the day is just fucking wrecked because it's like I just get it. For some reason my productivity just goes down, my motivation goes down if I jump on and start looking up shit and all that.
You're built for morning, and I think that's what it is. There's even people who are like Escanor, and they're built for the midday, like noon. They're built from 12 to like 4. But everybody has a hour where they're, or like a time of the day where they're most productive. Mine's is nighttime. Yeah. I get it in at nighttime.
Mine's like in the middle of the morning. Yeah. That's I have to get past the grogginess though. If the grogginess doesn't go away, I don't get anything done, man. It's crazy.
There is a way though, like to stay, even if you're not a morning person, to still become a morning person. If with the grogginess, you got to take a cold shower first thing or take an ice bath, which nobody wants to do that.
Dude, cold showers are the best thing in the world.
I know, but that's the black and EO coming out right there. He said, "Nigga, you said ice bath and cold showers." Dude, you lost me right there.
We used to do that for ROTC because like they thought it was fun to torture people, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So we'd have to do it after like PT, and I'm like, why are we doing this? Yeah, you know, like, why the fuck are we doing this, man?
This is another thing where it's like take it with a grain of salt because this is stuff I watch on podcasts on YouTube. But this is David. I think it's David Huberman.
He's a clever guy, man.
Yeah, and so like I watched a bunch of his podcasts talking about the benefits of like cold showers or ice bath treatment, and it's insane. Like, so it helps your brain deal with like situations that you're not comfortable in. So it makes you better in crisis and stuff like that because like something about the brain gets used to it. It's about making your brain push you past a limit and then you get used to dealing with limits you're not used to. And then on top of that, they talked about something like like over time, it converts or generates more. It gives you more, white fat cells as opposed to brown fat cells or whatever it is, which are the ones that act as like a furnace for running your body as opposed to just storage fats. So it's like, apparently there's a bunch of benefits, but like ever since I started cold showers, I absolutely I recommend it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And
how cold do they have to be?
As cold as you can. So you can jump in with your normal shower and just start edging down the hot water until you're comfortable. You get to a point where you're uncomfortable and then you just try and sit in it.
Look and at his face.
And you just try and then you just try and deal with it and then once you get to a state of being able to, you turn it down again, and eventually you'll get to just raw cold showers. And that's where people like they say like ice bath immersion is better, but like I mean I don't have a fucking ice bath at my house, so it's just cold
Rogan's
showers.
a fan of it too. Rogan's a big fan of it, but even then in college basketball, after all the games, especially if we had a tournament, it was mandatory. You had to get in there, and it's good for recovery. If you wake up achy,
but don't do it just before you work out.
Yo, hell no. No, yeah. It's only for after. Yeah, that's a good point, Volk. It's only for after
or like
you're
first thing in the morning if you're training in the afternoon. Don't do it like straight before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy though, because that should be so cold that when you put clothes on, you get out the shower or you get out the ice bath and you dress up, you still feel like the fucking cold coming off your body.
And the worst part of it, if you're really having a crack, you want to get out of the shower and then stand there and dry without a towel.
He's taking offense at this point,
bro. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it this week. But like, listen, man. If I don't like it, you're the first person I'm DMing. I'm gonna have an angry message.
You won't like it, but you got to keep doing it until you start feeling the benefits of it, like mentally. It's an interesting one.
Just don't look down, bro. You know how they talk about the movies when you go up to just don't look down, bro. Right? Anyways, man, we got derailed hardcore off of that. EO, go ahead if you have anything you want to get off your chest about this whole ordeal. Go ahead. Dude, if not, we're gonna go to the Evo your experience with you. But go ahead.
It's just to wrap it up. It's really just it was supposed to be meant to highlight smaller creators. The community should have used their energy to build up the smaller creators or like brand new creators that were dedicated towards weathering. And I say dedicated because like they knew that's what they wanted to cover. They knew that game was something they were pining for. PGR was just old, right? No one can jump into PGR and make great content for it because it's old. It's hard to get people in the game as it is today. And this is coming from somebody that like I played PGR before Wuthering came out. And I'm like, I like it. Crimson Alpha is fire. I'm not going to make content on this. And then the second thing, the entire Rexland ordeal, I don't know how that spun the way that it did because it wasn't like, they're like, genuinely. Oh man, I heard you said that you think his content's great, but this is hating. And I'm like, what? How did you hear one thing and got it? Bro, it pissed me off so bad. Like there were so many things that made me live it.
That's what I think is fascinating about the whole situation. People scrutinized you, I believe, correctly, honestly. But the situation didn't deserve the attention that it got. It wasn't like you got on the internet and said, fuck all these other creators. You guys are all slur word or Vulcan's a piece of shit in the DMs to some other person. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm saying, I'm actually, that was a shot at a creator from the past. They're lucky I'm an honorable guy and I'll call the name out again. But like, bro, you literally gave a hot ass take. That's it. A hot take, bro. And it's like, that's how you know I told you you're in shark infested waters with opportunists. Because like that was nothing. That was not for the betterment of the community. The reacts. That was not for the betterment of you. That was purely for content. You know 100%. What I mean? Like I have
a DM from someone, and I've never interacted with him outside of a few comments on either of our videos, but they were very like, "Yo, love EO, love watching this content. Been watching it since blank. Cool, Why did you make this video?" Of like trying to like criticize and it's like half slander me in the video,
It's just farm.
Yeah, and I sent him a little deal, and I was like, bro, be honest, like, is this for content? And he was like, I did do it for content, but, and I'm like, yo, the but doesn't matter. I'm not mad. It's just you did it, and that's everyone is just like, I'm gonna jump on the EO hate train, and they're like, oh, EO's cool, like he should just be cool with this. I'm still mad at like everybody about this.
I think you have the right to be mad at everybody, but also understand you sparked the fire. That's why I said you have to curate your words, EO. You have to take responsibility and say none of this would have happened if my ass didn't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's right.
I think seriously, and you have to learn now that these people in this space aren't your friends, aren't your enemies. They are opportunities. You have to like engrave that in your brain. So every video you make going forward, say, I have opportunists all around me right now. So when I make in this video, I need to understand they can either make me look worse or they can make me look better. So I have to curate my words. Go ahead, Volk.
I'm just going to say, because I know Smack has it too. Like we all have it. Ego. I think especially.
I got ego.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about some of your previous stuff, and I pull you up on it, and like how situations could just keep snowballing if you don't let your ego go backseat. But if you're doing a topic like that, I think the thing was saying that they don't have a me is that's where some people can get misconstrued around it, and I think with those topics.
It's a wild statement.
Leaving ego at the door is super important because that is the number one thing that people can attack. When you stop being objective, because you could have delivered that whole point of trying to lift up other creators without saying that one statement. And as soon as people hear that, that is what people will jump to. And the other thing is, we talk about how parasocial this space is. When you say a general statement like that, it's not just attacking, like, obviously you spoke about Rexlent because chat took you into it. So people who are fans of Rexlent are going to feel offended by that. But when you make a general statement around everyone watching that has some creator that they're probably parasocial to. And everyone then takes that as an attack at their favorite creator. And that's where you like... You know what I mean?
That's so much, man.
Like when you look at it like this, you can see where the error was in the delivery and doing it live on stream.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I think my favorite thing that came out of this drama was Ectone's annoying ass giving the community to go in everybody's shit and say negative edging. That shit is so fucking funny to me.
I love it now, but like,
go in my comment section. I ain't even been. I've been minding my business. I'm over here making content. They're like, "Oh, Smack negative edged all over that bullshit." And that's that nigga's fault, bro. 100%.
Bro, 100%. You know what? I'm catching flack from the FGC. They're mad at me. Because they're like, bro, you already know, like, we're the niche of the gaming audience, and we already don't get respected as it is, like, outside of like Evo shit, right? Now we're getting respected because, like, oh yeah, Punk won Evo, this and that. It's great. Bro. Then he goes over, and you got a goober cancel into the negative edge. Bro, man, dude. I got fucking FGC members, and they're like, yo, I know EO. Yoku, what the fuck was this, bro? Why did you say that? That's wrong. And I'm like, I didn't say that. And they're like, oh. Okay, why'd you bring it up over there? And I'm like, bro, I was excited.
I think I think something that can be like a real powerful attribute for a person is leaning into things that people first bring up as a negative and just making it.
He's doing it. He's doing it right now.
Like, I've been railing that shit, bro.
You're doing that right now. Good job.
Because I used to always get flack for quitting games. And so now, like, even in my Wuthering Waves video about rerolling, I'm like, if you're like me and you're a dirty sweat who loves rerolling for 3 days straight, plays the game for 2 weeks and then drops it, that's who, like, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, if I'm not having fun, I'm going to quit. So, like, any negative that people perceive in you or your content, if you can play on it and make it like a joke or a part of the content, I think it's just a fantastic thing to be able to do.
That shit is, that's one thing I'll say about Tech. He a funny motherfucker, bro.
Honestly, anytime I hear negative edge now, I can't help but giggle. It's funny.
It's hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, bro. It's so fucking funny. I'm really getting the giggles right now thinking about it, bro. If I show you my comments, bro, these niggas be going crazy, bro.
There's just so many applications where you can just use negative edge now, and it just makes anything sound better.
God damn.
Hey, but
they're gonna hate me in the FGC.
No, listen, brother. Here's what I want you to understand. Do not stop bringing FGC terms and insight into the community. Who cares who's making fun of you about that? You're still identifying and solidifying yourself as that creator that knows that audience, and I think it will help you in the long term. You let these gacha brain rot. They're not fighting game specialists. That's why the goofy asses don't see the resemblances or anything in the games. And that's why you just continue sticking to your roots, because the people that do see it are gonna come to you, and that's good.
I would say though, the one issue is if you establish in one video that this is what negative edging is, and then in every other video you start saying negative edge, new people coming to your channel won't have the knowledge of that first video, so it won't make sense to anyone. So I think if you're going to use those terms, you do want to emphasize what it is every time. Just so that people because then people actually understand it. Otherwise, there's a misunderstanding. It feels like they're getting talked down to because they don't understand terminology.
No. And then don't feel like he is low key talking down to him because he's pretty much saying,
realize I was doing that.
No, but Vulcan is the best man in the world to talk to about this situation. When Vulcan makes a disagreement, he'll put it in a thumbnail, clickbait the fuck out of you. And then as soon as you get into the video, Vulcan's like, guys, I just want y'all to know this is just my opinion. And honestly, play the game how you want to play PvP. But no, seriously. He will immediately bring their guards down and he'll talk to them from a place of elegance and not arrogance. You didn't do that, EO. You were talking like, I'm a fighting game player. I know my stuff. Yeah. You have to teach them in a way that is graceful. And you weren't doing that. Constructive criticism. You're going to be like, hey, guys, 100%. I'm a fighting game player, and I just want to let you know, I want to point out the similarities here. That's a term in the fighting game community known as kata canceling. I think it's pretty fucking cool. I don't know if y'all knew that, but this is what it is. Instead of saying like, this confidence that comes off as pompous. You know what I'm saying?
I speak in confidence, bro. Like it's so hard to disassociate that. You know what I mean?
Way. Yeah, I'm the same way. But the thing is, you gave them ammo to roast you because it was unnecessary. So that's the biggest issue. The shit you're doing is so unnecessary to a gacha player. They don't care about those terms or any of that. And you doing it from a place of confidence when it doesn't even need to be mentioned, they're going to roast the shit out of you for that.
Yeah, I agree for sure. It's so funny, like opposite wise, as you mentioned, like people coming from the FGC are just like, they're into both, right? Gacha games and fighting games. They immediately understand and they love it. Like I've gotten so many comments that are like, I love that you brought up this and you reference, like we talked about with the MVC2 Jill, you just brought that up to me and how I was like, yo, I didn't think about that, but I love it. There's so many of those type of comments that I've gotten for Zenless lately that it just makes me feel good. Yeah. And so it's like, it's not even me trying to be like, I know more than anybody about it. It's just when you're so passionate about something, I could do this stuff for Monster Hunter or Pokemon too, right? Yeah. I wanted to talk about Aqua and like how she's a Houndour. I could reference her being a Houndour from Gold and Silver. It's just so many things, nostalgia brain, if you will, that's easy to do. But
I actually watched an episode this morning with my son where Team Rocket got the thing dropped down and they get the random Pokemon to use. They used a Houndour and a Poochyena. Anyway, but the one thing I will say is
Digimon too.
The one thing I will say is with that is it's great when you get those people who are in that and they get that and they love it and you get those comments. It makes you feel good. But you've got to consider how much percentage of the audience that is for digestibility of the video as well. So doing stuff to cater to give those little nods to those people that are in it, yes, but also make it digestible for everyone so that it's easy understandable. That would be my suggestion.
No, I definitely get that.
What's the
100%.
name of the Krillin player in DBZ Fighters? He was at Evo actually, bald head white dude.
Dododoya?
No.
Or
that's
J.M.
so
Crofts.
unfortunate. He was J.M. Crofts. J.M. Crofts.
Yeah.
I was about to
there's
Google bald head white dude that plays grilling.
J.M. Crofts.
There's only two of them. I don't think Donald's even
legendary
bald.
guy in the fighting game community. He was at Evo, an announcer. He was with Wong in the booth. They were like commenting. He's a big guy. He's a big guy in the fighting game scene. And even he commented on my video or my post when me and Tech got into it, before we got into it, my post. And he was like, yeah, we all like gotcha games over here. So it's like, you're not wrong in anything. The thing is, you're this guy who's preaching this fighting game stuff to an audience who is incredibly ignorant to how it is translating over to a fighting game audience. But like, I had several different fighting game creators who are well renowned in that community testifying to it being resemblance and attractive, most importantly, to a fighting game community. And I want to give you that credential. I was the first person to make that argument, hell. So, I mean,
absolutely.
you're not crazy. I don't want you to think you're crazy either. It was crazy that I had J.M. Croft comment on my post. First of all, I was like, what the fuck, bro? This is the Krillin man, bro. I know.
Dude, man, I saw
him before I was a
and
creator.
Smack couldn't even remember his name. It
Yipes?
really hit him, didn't it?
Dude, I got terrible fucking memory, man.
It happens. You know Yipes, the commentator?
Yeah, I know Yipes as
IFC.
well.
Yipes is playing Zenless.
I don't know any of these guys. I just know
Yeah,
who
but
they
you know
are.
of
You know what
him.
I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yipes plays Zenless. There
Man,
were
that's
so
crazy.
many people at Evo that I didn't have my my little lapel
Zenless
mic
was at
and
Evo,
camera or
speaking
whatever.
of which.
Yeah, Zenless was at Evo. Yeah, they sponsored it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, there were so many people on their phones casually just playing Zenless. And it's like, they're not like playing like for the sponsor, right? Like, oh yeah, I just started the game. No, they're level 30s and 40s and whatever else. They're spending money. I'm like, the FGC is definitely here for Zenless. So when people are like, oh man, that game's, it's not for fighting game players. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, bro, because we all playing it over here.
Well, that's no. That's where that's how the whole argument between me and Tech started. Prior to me and Tech, I was dealing with the same dumb fucks, and so I shitted on them. And then Tech came out of nowhere, and then we got into it. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, I need you to understand this. It is gotcha players who like waifus and stuff, just giving their shit opinion. And this is where Volk comes in with this is where Volk can fucking say his thing. Like, just fuck him. Fuck him. Like that ass. Just ignore him, let him yap, and just continue doing your thing, bro. Because at the end of the day, he's right. It's kind of pointless. Now, I'll be honest, I normally do put people in their place when they do that dumbass shit, and they can't argue it because I'm always right. And what I mean by always right is I only argue points of facts. I don't argue points that I know aren't facts. I'll say some things that are either facts, or I'll say things that are subjective to the degree with a lot of substance to them. You know what I mean? Where you can't prove it wrong. You can't disprove it. And that's something you can learn, EO. When you're doing conversations, it's important that you either make arguments that can't be disproven, or you make arguments that are actual facts. That's how you dot your I's and cross your T's.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah. I love like the criticism that I'm getting here too, because it's going to help me argue significantly better.
Oh, if they can't disprove it, then what can they say? They can only give their own opinion in return. And that leaves room for discussion always.
Yeah.
I got a question for you boys. In fighting games in general, what is the thing that keeps you coming back to fighting games? Because I have what my opinion is in every fighting game that I've ever played. The only thing that keeps me playing them, but I want to hear what you guys say first. PvP. Like literally, it's it. Because and that's my problem with like Zenless for me personally is I know the Hoyo model. I know I'm going to get to endgame max level, and it's going to be like, let's face it, every Hoyo game is easy at endgame when you're max level. And so, and we can't have a podcast without me talking about PvP because I'm just a fucking loser, but it's just like fighting games. I think the two main fighting games I used to play all the time as a kid was Mortal Kombat, in which I would practice and practice and practice so that I could actually do it to my brother. Like there was nothing better than practicing all day and then having a fight with my brother and beating him. Smash was like my entire childhood on the 64. Like even once we got into like the era of Xbox, I was still playing the Nintendo 64 every weekend with the boys, because like the PvP aspect, the just that interaction. Is there something lacking from Zenless in terms of being a fighting game by not having that interaction with other players?
I don't know if it would need other players that in that aspect, right? Like a 1v1 or a 3v3. Because it gets super chaotic to try and balance that out. It'd be like another Tower Fantasy scenario.
Yeah.
But
I actually loved Tower Fantasy PvP except for the ping.
I hated it because like it was just so in the
I was
beginning
fucking
it was
people
cool,
up.
but it was like, dude, it became like, all right, you have this character, auto win. You don't have this character, okay, bro, tough titties.
It did become
you have
that.
this,
It did become that.
yeah, like you have this weapon or this little item object or whatever. You don't, all right, I win. GG's. I froze you in time and you can't move for 30 seconds. It's a wrap. So it was one of those things that were weird. The battle royale was fun, but it had like clunky stuff too. But I think in Zenless, I really want a PvP leaderboard. I think if they took it from Honkai Impact 3rd, that would be the safest way for them to include PvP in the game.
Yeah. See, you go, Smack.
I was just going to answer your original question about what makes me like a fighting game. Besides the PvP aspect, it is the same thing that kept me playing League of Legends for 10 years. It's the same thing that makes me play these Hoyo games. It's art of mastery over a character and showing that I have mastered that character's combos, rotations, and everything they do. And now it's time for me to prove that shit against the hardest content, which in a PvP game, it's just another player, and hopefully they're good enough to where I could show I have mastered that character. In a PvE game, it's the hardest content.
Yeah, and I think I think that stems back to EO saying he'd like PvE leaderboards because it gives you a quantifiable evaluation of that effort. Yes, it's pay to win. Yes, you can have eidolons and stuff like that. But this is what I always come back to when I talk about PvP leaderboards in gacha games. It's not about where you actually rank. It's about seeing if you can progress. Like, so, you know, if I haven't spent and I'm rank 1000, if I can get to rank 900, it feels like I'm progressing. And that's why I've said this whole time, and some people will savagely disagree with me seeing as we've had Wuthering Waves and Zenless. I think Solo Leveling Arise has been the best action game of the year because it does have those incentives to actually try and get better. I am spewing that I dropped it to play Wuthering Waves because then I got to the point where I'm like, I'm too far behind to go back to covering it because like it was just.
But you think that was a mistake?
Yeah, I wish I knew. I wish like if I could go back, I would have not covered Wuthering Waves, even though like it was crazy on views. But I just got over it and I just dropped it. Like I can't. If I'm not having fun, I can't force myself into covering a game. And Solo Leveling was just good for that. The problem with it was its daily grind was absolute fucking dog shit. If it had a good daily grind, it was like 100% it. But I love having leaderboards or some sort of PvP or competition in a game, so that you have something to measure yourself and feel like you're progressing infinitely, if that makes sense.
Well, that's why I like the hologram fights in WoW, though. I think those I just did hologram 6, uploaded it to the channel with Chang Li, and it's the fucking perfect difficulty for you to be like, okay, what's this character's what's she worth? What's she looking like here? It'll tell you that answer quick. But it's the one thing that WoW has that no other game has. I haven't gotten to ZZZ's in game yet to see if it matches it. So I can't speak on that.
I don't even think it matches it. Like, and that's coming from the quote unquote Wuthering hater. I don't even hate Wuthering, but you know, like Wuthering's hologram. I even praise that. Like the hologram fights are crazy good. They just don't do, for me, what I want out of the game, which is like the crazy combos, you know, the skill expression. Like when you fight one of the hologram fights, it's very little room for skill expression. You know, like you're going to fight it the way that it needs to be fought.
You're
going to
breathe
dodge
the whole time, or you're trying to hold your breath. It's
I know. Exactly. It feels like a Dark Souls fight. So I'm like, I like this. Keep more of this in the game. Maybe if we could have Tower of Adversity be a little closer to like the skill expression route, I'd be cool with that. But you know, like I obviously can't be like, hey, Mr. Kuro, could you change the game to what I want? So, you know, it is what it is. Right.
I will say that most recent hologram that they put in, they allowed you to do jugglers on him. That opened up a realm of opportunity for me, because I'm like, oh, so they can drop different hologram bosses that allow you to do what you want to do. Right. That's the fight you go to when you want to do the jugglers. But then maybe they'll drop a fight where it allows you to do that skill expression. They haven't dropped one yet, really, but they can. Yeah. And that's cool.
No, juggles are great too, because like that was the big thing that I was, you know, like I want to juggle a character, and they were like, well, you don't need to juggle the bosses. And like now there's a juggleable boss, and I'm like, maybe I do come back to Wuthering.
You had my interest. Now you have my attention.
Yeah, right.
The best one I saw was someone sent me one of a dude, like I can't remember like what units he was using, but had like one of the cranes or the birds that gives you the dash, and they just basically started from one point and then started jumping, air attacking, using the echo, and the distance they cover, like in an aerial combo, like not hitting an enemy just to travel. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It was sick, man. And it opened up that for the hardest content in the game, which was really fucking admirable. That was the sentiment of the community. Well, what's the point of juggling if I can't do it against the content that matters?
Yeah, and then you can. So it's, yeah, 100%. Is there anything else you want to touch on the whole situation, EO, before we move on to just general other stuff as well?
I think everything that I pretty much covered, and like, thank you guys so much for giving me just like that space to talk about it and really clarify some of the things that I pretty much wasn't saying. And then also go over something that I could have said better, right? So that I have the opportunity to do so. That's pretty much all I was asking for this weekend. Was like, I understand that a lot of the hot takes were hot takes, but it was mostly just like, these things are being so misconstrued from what's that game? The kid we used to play, this kid Telephone, where like one person says something, then the other person says something, but it's not exactly what they said, and then it just repeats and repeats and repeats.
Dude, I'm not even going to say it. We used to call it something different over here, but I'm not sure if it would be racist to say online now, so I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah, you know how shit is. I will say we're kind of getting out of that cancel culture slowly, but day by day, we're kind of getting out of it. I've seen a lot of scenarios on the internet where I'm like, that would have been a cancel 1 year ago or 2 years ago, and it's kind of like just getting a little bit more hardened again, like the old days.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like some of that shit, like I just thought about what we used to call that as kids, and I'm like, fuck, that's probably not appropriate anymore. And that wasn't like just kids calling it. It was like the universal name for that telephone game.
Yeah, no, I know, man. I want to finish off with the Evo. How was the experience, EO? And before you even go into it, admittedly, I had so much FOMO when I was watching the tournaments on Max's stream and just seeing how much. One thing I will say about the fighting game community, it is unfucking tested and unrivaled in terms of everyone being there for one another and just being on the same page. Like, the fighting game community is united like no other community. You could call it niche or unpopular or falling off or pick it back up, whatever. You guys, like, y'all all fuck with each other heavily. I wish the gacha community had that shit, and it just doesn't.
I wish it had it too, man.
Like, it's weird.
Evo was phenomenal. I try and go every
year.
One
big family.
Dude, man, it's one big family. And it felt so good to be there this year because we had a new venue. And the venue's nice, but then the arena, unfortunately I didn't get to be in the arena, but because they, for whatever reason, got a smaller arena, but more people. So by the time they opened the arena for finals, it was filled up. And so what ended up happening when it came to Evo overall, the experience was just grand. I got to hang out with people. RDC World was there. They did the thing with, them versus Afro. And like Afro's my buddy. So I was pretty much hanging out. If it wasn't, like my group with like Moon and Rihu and Soul and them, then I was hanging out with Afro. And, we'd get lunch together or just go do whatever. I played Project L, and so that was like my third time playing it, but I got to make a connect this time. So now I have the Riot Connect, and he's like, yo, you want to do this stuff with Project L, or if we have opportunities, hit us up and like, we'll try and fly you out or do whatever. Like, let's talk about it. I'm like, that's cool. Capcom, I have the Capcom creator stuff. So I was there for that. But I think my biggest highlight was definitely Punk. Like, watching him win Evo finally and like not coming in second or third. Because last year he came in second, and I actually have a funny story about that.
You guys be in there like a League of Legends fucking finals, bro. Y'all be in there going. Volk, I don't know if you watch it, but like, dude, they get so hyped. And that shit brought back the old days for me. Watching on my fucking monitor, I was like, damn, they having some fun over there, bro.
Yes,
I'm going next year,
bro. You got to try and go. Yes, you got to go next year, man. You got to go. Even just to enjoy it and like experience it. It's something that's really cool to do.
I find anything like that, even if you're not into it, like if you're at the atmosphere of a thing like that, you get right the fuck into it. Like no matter what it is, like you go to any sport and there's atmosphere, you get into it. Like it doesn't matter what it is, anything. If there is that atmosphere and everyone's around it, you're a fucking moron if you're not getting around that atmosphere.
I feel like maybe that's so what the gacha community needs then. Maybe they just need it where all these motherfuckers who hate each other just need to go to one big tournament and then they're going to be like, you know what? You guys aren't so bad.
Yeah, but there's one problem with that, Smack.
There's no PvP.
No fucking PvP. Jesus Christ.
He was ready for it too. He was ready for it.
That was Volk's moment right there, bro. It's so true, dude.
Man.
Honestly, if these games had PvP, one, they probably wouldn't be as big because people would be like, ooh, PvP. But honestly, I think there would be less shit involved in the community side because that would be the focus of competitiveness.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, man, 1v1.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, the 1v1 challenge, There were some plays in that tournament though that were plays of the decades. Like, bro, in the third strike tournament when he was fucking landing those grabs, the Hugo.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro. And you saw he did the jump thing, the splash from like behind. I was like, why do you have the access to do that?
Now we're about to exclude Vulcan out of this conversation. Vulcan's like, oh, fuck off, guys. Like,
man, he just goes take a seat.
You boys just go ahead.
Oh my God.
I am now a co-host of the Gacha Mates.
Yeah. No, seriously, watching that stuff, I want to go back into it, man. Watching Maximilian has been a hell of a journey. I'm a big fan of Max. Not like a, oh my God, it's Max fan, but I'm a big fan of his journey because I think he's been one of the best role models in the entirety of the gaming industry. He's been somebody who has truly succeeded purely through passion and love for gaming. Like he doesn't clout chase. He doesn't even fucking like chase. He does nothing but just talk about gaming. I mean, it's incredible to watch his journey. And then he, the devs love him. The community loves him. And then he goes to those tournaments and just has a great time with his best friends. I see somebody like that and I'm just like, damn, bro, that's fucking awesome. I aspire to be that guy. And that actually put me in a mindset. I could have chimed in on a number of dramas recently. I don't know if y'all have noticed, I haven't chimed in on shit. Because I realized...
he's scared. He's done something wrong.
Yeah, I'm scared.
So someone dig up his shit because he's scared.
I'm a pussy. It was an inspiration because I was looking at Max. Fuck you, Volk.
It's in his head now.
Max, and I was just like,
wow, I'm a pussy.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
No, I see so many things, and there's so many little micro things you see in this community where it's easy to get roped in, right? And I just like, Vulcan is right at the end of the day. I don't need to get involved in any of that shit.
There it is. That's it.
I know.
It's the end of the stream, everyone.
Well, except watching a couple of people, I'm just like, man, just create what you love, make people laugh. I'm a goofy motherfucker. Just stay out of all that other shit. Let them niggas have it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we are here for one real reason, man. Honestly, apart from making a living off of it, it's just to do what we love, which is play video games, man, and just fucking create. That's it. And that's what I thought was cool about watching that whole experience. It was truly cool, man.
I do think you should still do your takes on like more serious, like
that's the only time,
like topics that you can make like educational life lesson type stuff. Because I feel like you deliver that stuff well.
The exception to my argument is when it's gotten to that level, and I'm like, I feel like they're probably looking for me to give some type of guidance here. But like, so and so said his shoes are ugly, and like, a text shitted on somebody again or whatever. I don't give a fuck no more, bro. I'm telling you, I'm just out of it. I'm moving on from all of that shit, bro.
I feel that, man.
And watching that tournament was a huge inspiration. I was just like, man, there's so much love in that fucking atmosphere. It's great. I want some of that, bro.
It's huge. I want that for like the gacha community in general, but it's, as we mentioned, it's just so hard to, one, we don't even have something like that. And then two, it feels like anytime you would express an idea like this, because I think this is a grand idea. And if there were any point in time where it's like, yo, let's sit down and like build out the business for it together, right? Like the whole business plan model, everything, I'm definitely down to do that. But it feels so hard to do that in this community because like it's so double-edged on whether or not it'll be perceived as something they want or something that they hate. Because a lot of them, I just want to collect my waifus. Or I just want to play the game. I don't really like other people. I'm not social. So it's really hard to get this. There's a word. What is that word?
There's not enough open dialogue in the community.
Introvert. There we go.
So, introvert.
The funny thing is for me, Gacha games went completely opposite direction to where I thought they were going to be. Because back when I was playing Summoners War probably 7-8 years ago,
it was a mature audience.
They had SWC, which was their esports tournament. Now, obviously, it's all pay to win and shit, but it was like a cool event that I got excited to go watch Giga Whales compete. One of my buddies, Childish, he was always casting at it because because I used to watch him before I started content, and then we met through content and stuff like that, and it was like it was so cool. And I thought games were going to lean into that, the gacha games, into the esports. Who gives a shit as the PvP? It's more the event and the community side of it. And then Genshin came out, and then everything
Yeah.
Dude, and then
way he
everything went
delivered
to
it.
this, let's copy them, let's do no PvP, let's just do waifus, let's try and create a story that people love. And like, I get that, but it's like, I feel like Genshin completely changed the trajectory of gacha games to what
100%.
obviously a lot more people enjoy it this way. It's not the way I liked it and the way I saw it going, but I think like gacha games were going down that esports route. Like I said, I loved the Summoners War esports and stuff like that. And then it's completely changed from that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Does Wuthering have a leaderboard or like you cleared this boss in this time?
It shows the time it took you to clear the holograms fights. That's it.
I'm surprised they haven't put up like a website because we have websites to simulate your pools and everything. I'm surprised
Because
no
it's
one's made a
pay-to-win.
website for Wuthering.
You got to think
Yeah.
about that. Like, I'd love to compete with some of the best people, but if they got an E6 or a S6 fucking Cheng Li and I got an S0,
That comes back to my original point. It doesn't matter. It's about just doing the best you can and seeing if you can compete better against other people who are on
I'd
there.
love to have it. But I'm saying that's probably why they don't do it because
for the cupcakes.
Again, Volk.
Yeah.
For the cupcakes. Exactly. I'd love to get on that leaderboard and be like, yeah, he's number 1, but I'm 100 and I only got S0. What you gonna say about that?
Free to play, by the way.
Yeah, free to play, by the way, brother. I'd love that shit, bro. You know what I mean? I'm all for it. I mean, I feel like our whole entire era is about that shit. It's the, these, like I said, the cupcakes.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, now I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. I just love competition. Yeah. I love interacting with people, whether you're interacting with them directly or just through a character in a game. It just adds that level of something different to me. And I don't give a shit if it's pay to win, but it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we definitely need something like Evo in but I just don't know how you do that. Like, because let's face it, the gacha community, the thing that gets me is when people talk about the gacha community, that nowadays, like when people say the gacha community, they're literally talking about the Hoyoverse community / Wuthering Waves / those big games. There is a whole other sector that I love of gacha, which is honestly just I was doing Wuthering Waves. It was doing super well. I got bored. I stopped. Next game I'm covering is Sword of Convallaria, which is a pixel art strategy, grid-based strategy game. Tactics
Inspiration from Final Fantasy Tactics, by the way, Eo.
Ooh,
yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Because they hit me directly about that.
So you get
really, I might have to get that one.
So you get these little games. So I've been playing the Taiwanese version for a couple of weeks now, and it's like you get these little games, and they can be really good, but the problem is they're just never going to garner the same exposure and excitement about the real hot waifus in game and that sort of stuff. So
you know what's funny, Volk? Brown Dust 2 has PvP.
Yeah, but
shitting out the ass too.
Too old. See, I have a
too
problem.
Old.
The game's like 3 years old, isn't it?
I don't know.
But yeah, so my problem is as well. Like I my time for gaming is so limited. The only gaming I do that I can't make content is gaming that I do with my son. So if I'm gonna play a game, I also want it to be something I can make content from. So that's the other issue I have. And that's why I jump to new games, because they're exciting, but I can also make content on them and I love that process. And then if they end up landing and going good, I'll keep with them and so on and so forth.
That's the businessman's mindset. I'm the same way, Volk. I think that's the thing I despise the most about becoming a content creator. It's completely taken out my motive to play a game just for me now. It's like now I have to play a game if I know I can make a buck off the game. And that pisses me off because it's like it used to be the complete opposite. Dude, I was telling my girl.
Dude, No, you go. You finish yours and I'll tell you one.
I was telling my girl, we were sitting on the couch the other day, and I was like, man, I miss this. I miss sitting on my couch being a console Andy. I was like, I'm not a fucking console Andy no more. I'm always sitting in front of these fucking monitors, bro. What happened to sitting on the couch and just playing a game, being a fucking bum?
Dude,
yes, sir.
Our house has been an absolute fucking mess. My missus would kill me if I was still talking about it publicly, but it's been a mess because she's been sick. She's been back at work. The kids had school holidays. School holidays are the worst fucking time when you got kids, because it's just the house, you give them 10 minutes and the house is fucking demolished. And so we did the big cleanup, and I sat down on the couch and I was just like, fuck, it just makes me want to have the Xbox, play some Halo. It gave me that feeling, but and I'm just like, I just can't do it anymore. And the thing that killed me was, because I've been getting so into Digimon again with my son, like we're up to season 3 of the anime. We're up to season 3, which is like the Digimodify season with Grelmon and stuff. But like, and then we were playing the TCG as well. We went out and bought decks. But I'm like, I just want to play Digimon World on the DS again. And I'm like, I just don't have the time for it. And it's like, I think like some of these games I just want to play for me. And it's like, yeah, we'll do that in 10 years when we're retired.
Yeah, here's my proposal. Listen. Here's my proposal, man. We pick a day out of the week and we get on the console party. All right. We get in the PS5, lobby or whatever it is, the PS5 chat.
We need that
and we go play a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I've never had.
I think that'd be great for us.
Accountability. That's the only way I'll do it.
I've never had a PlayStation except for my PlayStation 1, which I won at a raffle at a footy club back in the day. I've always been Xbox. I've bought every Xbox for Halo, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But dude,
you got the new one?
The biggest thing that killed consoles for me was when they cracked down on burnt games. I remember being at the market when they did a bust on the dude selling them. It was insane because then they just threw
I've never
everything
seen
out,
one of those
and
live.
Just like grabbing all the games and just like heading home because we used to go there and like buy like 5 or 6 games every Sunday. So every Sunday I used to work at Macca's in the morning, and then me and my mate would go to the market, and then we just like buy a bunch of games. We'd go back and play them all, like back in the days of like the original Far Cry, and then like we'd spend all day. Like Far Cry was so sick back in the day where you could build your own map to PvP in it. It was so cool. Like some of the Star Wars games, I think it was like Republic Commando was like one of my favorite Star Wars games back in the day. There was so many cool games that I never would have played if it wasn't for the access of having like the chipped PlayStation or Xbox and being able to do that. And once they got rid of that, like I'm not paying to buy all these fucking games when I'm not sure if I like it, because the amount of burn games that I bought, put them in for 3 minutes and then fucking throw it out is ridiculous. But you also, because you could buy that much volume, you could get into so many that you actually enjoyed. So as soon as they they cracked down on that, like my variety gaming on consoles and stuff just completely died with it. And then I just stuck to Halo, essentially. Halo and Pokemon and WoW. Like, and it just became 3 things.
Mine's got taken out when I just decided to go into the PC world, and then I realized like, holy fuck, this shit really is better than console gaming. Took my whole life to realize that, bro. I was like, oh shit, this is actually crazy.
The one thing I would say that PC gaming will never have over console gaming is System Link.
Yeah, that shit goes hard as fuck.
Dude, like every weekend between like 16 and 18
doesn't even exist anymore.
Nah, it was with the boys. Like I remember the biggest one I went to, we had over 30 guys in one house. And this is when I was like sort of 19, 20. So everyone's on the beers, because over here, like 18's our legal limit for drinking. We're not pussies like yous over there. So it was like,
respect, man.
But we can't drive till 18 either.
Yeah.
But you guys get your
we drive
license
at 16.
Yeah, we get our learners at 16 where you got to drive with an adult. So, But yeah, like, and it was just like the atmosphere of System Link as a thing. It's like a micro scale of like what you're talking about with the tournaments and stuff.
Yes, I was gonna say that. I was like, oh exactly. Yeah, dude, that's actually what it was like at Evo. It was pretty much a grand scale of fucking System Linking, bro.
Yeah,
that is what Evo is.
It's
honestly
so cool to like hang out with the homies and just play games, and do, even if you're not playing games, like some people go out and they golf with their friends, like do whatever, but like having that hobby and just disassociating from online spaces or the internet in general, but with your group is just, it's one of a kind.
It is the gamers version of going to Vegas. I was gonna say though, guys,
that's a good say.
We're at an hour and a half. I feel like this was great. I say this every episode, but I think this is my favorite episode again.
Each one is the favorite.
Yeah, I want to end it off with like, if you guys, anybody who has a problem with EO, go fuck yourself, bro. He's a great guy. All of us make shit takes at a time, or just like put our words out in a way that it doesn't make sense. I've done it sometimes, hell, but at the end of the day, this whole situation, like EO bad or whatever the case, it ain't that deep, man. It's not that big of a deal. Great fucking guy, as you can see with this podcast episode. This is Gacha Mates episode 11. Do you guys want to say anything before I end it out?
Yeah, I'll say I think we negative edged him into the light he was trying to represent himself in.
There it is.
Hopefully I kind of canceled all the hate out there, bro, for EO,
bro, when I start introducing new terms, you guys are gonna have to y'all gonna have to keep up. All right,
You know what's
when I start
funny,
talking about
man?
FADCs.
What's crazy, yo, is I'm a fighting game fucking like a OG. And even I ain't know them damn terms. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
It's some Street Fighter 4 shit, bro, because like 4 had some of them like the dumbest shit to do in the world. And it doesn't exist in the games like Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, they don't exist anymore. Even in Guilty Gear, the game has been created or developed in a way where like they don't need to do that. So it's easier to just not have that high execution. But in 4, we had like one frame links, we had FADCs, negative edge, card canceling. We had some other form of cancel. I don't even remember what the hell a cancel was. Characters had specific cancels. I'm like, there's a lot of shit in the game that's just like tech, you know?
Yeah,
but that's when I got into fighting games was Street Fighter 4. So it's all of it is just embedded in me to like this.
Volk, we're gonna have to bring EO back on here because I really enjoy talking with him. I do. I think he's a great guy to bring on. We'll bring him back on another time. Yeah, I think we pretty much wrapped it up. Thanks for watching, you guys. Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you on the next Gacha Mates Podcast, episode 12.
What the fuck was that? All right. Oh, fuck.